The Dark Ages. It was a pivotal era in human history, a time period marked by instability and chaos, where civilization teetered on the edge of darkness. What were the Middle Ages? It was a significant time period in European history. It commenced in the 5th century with the decline of the Western Roman Empire. This era spanned about 1,000 years, ending with the dawn of the Renaissance. The Middle Ages is typically divided into 3 distinct time periods, each characterized by its unique historical and social traits. The initial phase of the Middle Ages is commonly known as the Dark Ages or Early Middle Ages. What were the Dark Ages? The term Dark Ages was first coined during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance by scholars in Europe. It was used to describe a time period in which scholars believed there was a decline in culture, knowledge, human progress, and art. It's important to keep in mind that historians find the term Dark Ages too simplistic and somewhat negative, and prefer to use other terms such as late antiquity, low or early Middle Ages. Regardless what name one prefers to call the Dark Ages, this period of time can be identified by the unique characteristics that existed. Some of the key characteristics of the era was a decline in centralized authority, a decline in law and order, intense instability, mass starvation, economic collapse, a stagnation of intellectual development and innovation, and a rise of kingdoms and castles. So what caused the Dark Ages? Over a short period of time, there would be several factors that contributed to this time of turmoil and chaos. The primary cause of the Dark Ages was the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD. Before its collapse, the Roman Empire controlled most of Western Europe. The Roman Empire was a dominant force in the region. Its powerful military and central government was able to create a degree of peace and stability, enforce law and order. Cities developed and prospered, and people could travel in relative safety. When the Western Roman Empire collapsed, the region fell apart. There became a serious power vacuum in Europe. There was no strong central government or military power to maintain control over a very divided and diverse region. Another cause of the Dark Ages was barbarian invasions. With the Roman military gone from the region, people of Europe became vulnerable to attack from barbarian tribes, such as the Visigoths, the Vandals, and the Huns. These tribes were invading and raiding cities and towns in Europe on a regular basis. Due to the barbarian invasions, many people left cities. They fled to the countryside to hide and seek shelter from violent attacks. The third factor that caused the Dark Ages was a series of natural disasters. In 536 AD, a mysterious thick fog plunged Europe into darkness for 18 months. In 540 AD and 547 AD, that same fog would return. What caused this mysterious fog? It came from several massive volcanic eruptions in Iceland. These volcanoes emitted ash across the northern hemisphere, and it was so thick it blocked out the sunlight. The ash that blanketed the skies caused temperatures to fall drastically and led to a mini ice age in Europe. This cold period led to crop failures and massive starvation in the region, which only worsened the instability. After centuries shrouded in the shadows of the Dark Ages, Europe would emerge and awaken, embarking on a transformative journey into the High Middle Ages, the Crusades. This would be the leading factor in fueling this journey.